Hi, my name is Bobby, and today we're going to get a little bit emotional. I don't know about you, but just thinking about churn makes me want to go cry in the shower. I know churn is normal. You can't expect every customer to stay forever. There's actually a lot to learn from serving customers who churn. You can find common traits and unmet needs and address them to make your product better, which gives you a little bit of a hint of what the trick is that I will be sharing with you today. But before we get into that, what even is churn? There are two types of churn: customer churn and revenue churn. Customer churn is how many customers cancel their subscription within a given time period. Revenue churn is how much revenue you lose because those customers canceled their subscription during that time period. When I talk about churn, I'm talking about revenue churn, because looking at revenue is more helpful to me when making decisions. Customers can churn voluntarily, which is when they cancel intentionally. Or there are instances when customers cancel unintentionally, which is known as delinquent churn. This usually happens when their credit card expires or they're having some sort of payment processing issue. Those are the basics you need to know about churn. So how do you actually calculate churn rate? First, you need to determine what time period you want to look at. Most companies look at their churn rate on a monthly basis, so that's a good place to start. Then you'll need the number of customers you had at the beginning of the time period, and then you'll need the number of customers who churned by the end of the time period. Then you're going to divide the number of lost customers by the number of customers you had prior to the churn. And lastly, multiply that number by 100. And ta-da! You have your churn rate. For those that aren't great at math and this was a little bit too overwhelming, let me assure you we're almost done with the math bit. Let's look at an example. Let's say your software company has 500 customers at the beginning of last month. However, you also lost 50 customers within that month. This would mean that your monthly churn rate would be the 50 churned customers divided by the 500 former customers, and 50 divided by 500 is 0.1. Now you're going to have to multiply that value by 100, and your churn rate is 10%. For the revenue churn rate, it's the same thing. You just replace the number of customers with the number of dollars. So if you made $500 and you lost $50 in the process, your churn rate would also be 10%. So what is a normal churn rate? 80% of running a SaaS company are wondering, is it too late to ask someone about this? This is especially true for metrics. You know your metrics, or at least you should. But knowing everyone else's metrics helps you understand where you stand. Let's look at churn rates per industry. Looking at these stats from Recurly, which is a great source of information by the way, so I'll have it linked below. If your company is below 10% churn rate, you're doing great. If you're in SaaS, media and entertainment, business services, and IT, your goal churn rate should be around 5%. It makes sense that people are more likely to cancel a subscription box than a business service, since it is more essential and integrated into their lives. So now that we know what churn rate is okay for your industry, let me tell you what we did at InvolveMe to reduce our churn rate by 30%. Okay, so this is what you clicked on this video for. What did we at InvolveMe do to lower our churn rate so drastically? We built a churn funnel. Now, what's a churn funnel? Instead of explaining it, let me just show you. So normally, you'd let your customers cancel with one click and maybe send them a confirmation email so they know that their credit card won't be charged anymore. That's fine. We don't want to block the door for people to be able to cancel. I mean, you'd have 0 cancellations if you removed the cancel button, but you know what you'd also have? An angry mob with pitchforks in front of your house. Yeah, we don't want that. So do not block the door. You hear me? Don't block the door. But while they're still at the door, they're still engaging with you. So take advantage of that engagement and talk to them. At InvolveMe, we ask 3 questions before they leave. Firstly, what went wrong? Secondly, were you successful? Meaning, were you successful at achieving what you wanted to with our tool? And thirdly, how would you rate your experience on a scale from 0 to 10? This question is important because it helps you make a review funnel. I've previously made a video about that, so you can click over here if you want to check it out, or it will also be linked in the description below. The first question is the most important one. what went wrong. Knowing what went wrong gives you an idea of what your product or process is lacking. It also helps you put customers into different categories. Each category has a specific reason they want to cancel, and you can provide a solution for each one of these categories. The categories we have here, and these are the categories that every SaaS business puts their churn customers into. Number 1, nothing went wrong. My campaign or project is over. This is fairly normal. Sometimes a customer had a great experience and they're just done. What you can do here is help them understand how your product can be more than just a one-time thing. You can do that by sending them resources or remarketing different solutions you provide to them. Number 2, I'm missing some functionality. This is also a very common reason why people cancel. They were expecting certain features and they didn't find them, so now they're looking elsewhere. What you can do for these customers is find out what that functionality or feature is and make sure that you really don't have it. You'd be surprised how many people cancel because they're missing a feature and you actually have had it the entire time. They simply just can't find it. The best course of action for these customers are to connect them to customer support, tutorials, or resources. If a lot of people report missing a feature that you do have, that's on you. If your customers can't find a feature and use it successfully, it's your job to make it easier. Number 3, I'm using another service. I live for the drama of this question. Jose Emmanuel Luis de la Mancha? You left me for who? No, but seriously, this question will help you gain insight about who your real competitors are. If you're in a crowded market, it's really hard to compare the pricing, the features, the service, the ease of use, and etc. The best way to know who you're actually competing with is listening to the people who have used your product and decided to make a switch. Do you ship at Amazon now? How dare you, Jose Luis? Number 4, I don't use it enough. Fair enough. This category is specifically for those people that have forgotten to cancel their subscription. I don't know about you, but at the end of every quarter, I go through my payments and I just cancel a bunch of things that I got excited about because I liked the website, or I saw an ad, or a friend recommended something to me, and I never came back to it. This one, even though very common, is also on you. If this is the most common reason people cancel, you might need to look at onboarding your customers better. Explaining what your company does and keeping them engaged will help this category of people from canceling. I have a full tutorial on how to build an onboarding funnel that you can check out over here, or it will also be linked in the description below. Number 5, it's too expensive. This is the easiest problem to solve. Give them a discount. That's all I'm gonna say. Number 6, I'm having technical issues. Straight to support with you. That is why we have customer support in the first place. Number 7, it's too difficult. This one is painful to hear. Nobody wants to hear that their product, which they have created to make people's lives easier, is actually making things more difficult. If this is the most common reason people are canceling, it might be a good idea to look into hiring people outside of your company to test and review your product. So these are the issues we are able to identify via this survey. We also address them immediately, which means the whole thing needs to be automated. For example, when a customer says it's too expensive, you can immediately guide them to a page where they can either get a discount or pause their subscription for a certain amount of months. Now, what results did we at InvolveMe get by doing this? First of all, we got a lot of data. And it's all data that we can use to create more happy customers and keep them around for much longer. Secondly, we got less churn because we offered cancellation alternatives. Instead of canceling the subscription, we let people know that they can 1. Pause their subscription for up to 3 months, 2. Get a discount, and 3. Talk to a real person who can help them fix things. Again, we're not blocking the door. We're simply putting up signs pointing to other or different doors. So that is one trick that helped us lower our churn rate. But we didn't just leave it at that. We gathered a lot of data within the process. And what did we do with all this information? We took a blueprint of what made this survey a success, and we created free templates that you can grab and just slap your logo onto. If you go to our website and click templates, under cancellation funnels, you can see these templates that were inspired by this strategy. So you can literally take this strategy and copy and paste it into your website. We've given you different designs for different industries, but all the templates are 100% customizable, so you can grab whichever one you like and make it fit your brand. Functionality-wise, these all work the same. Firstly, they ask what went wrong. Secondly, they offer a solution. And thirdly, they send custom emails for different solutions. And you can do that too, like today. There's no limit on the free plan, so you can try it for however long you want. Give it a few weeks or even months to see if it works for you. If it does and you want to do fancy things like integrate your data into your CRM automagically like the absolute wizard you are, the prices start at $19 a month. But I have a discount code for 2 free months that is linked in the description below. So that was it for today's video. I really hope this will help you lower your churn rate as well. As always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you thought it was helpful, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time we post a new video. Thanks for watching. Bye! Really? What is happening today? Holy... Why you gotta make Monday so difficult, man?
I want to have a perfect Mexican accent.
I want to have a perfect Mexican accent. That's a terrible Mexican accent. Oy vey. I really can't do this.